Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm going to be testing a GeForce GTX 1660 Super in Enshrouded. This one is an HP OEM version of the card. We are running it with the latest Nvidia drivers and I'm not manually overclocking it. You can see all of its specs right here in Tech Power Up's GPU-Z, and over on the left, we're pairing it with a Ryzen 5 3600X and 16GB of RAM. Let's get into it, shall we? First thing to note is that it actually has a pre-processing feature right here while loading the game, so that means that it shouldn't really stutter too much, which is very nice. All of the games should have something like this. And let's go over the settings now. We're playing at 1080p resolution to start this off, max performance settings, or like the very low settings I would say. Then we have performance, balanced, quality, and max quality. We're gonna go through all of them here today, okay? But I am gonna disable anti-aliasing right here, which is set to FSR Performance. I'm gonna go ahead and disable it altogether. I think it looks pretty decent without it, and it's not blurry whatsoever. These are the rest of the settings for now, so it's basically minimum settings without upscaling. Let's go. Oh boy, this is really intensive, guys. I'm gonna start counting our FPS. It doesn't look very good, especially like those shadows, guys. Look at that. Everything is kind of flickering. Oh my gosh, yep, this is not great. With these graphics at 1080p resolution, I expected a 1660 Super to provide a way better experience. But again, at least it doesn't stutter, although the frame time graph is not completely stable. It has a little bit of fluctuation there. It's a very tiny fluctuation and it's not really that noticeable. I can tell you though that at 60 FPS everything feels really fluid and smooth, but as soon as it starts dropping from 60, it doesn't feel like 50 anymore, you know. It kind of feels like 40 frames per second whenever you're getting 50, and it feels like 30-ish whenever you're getting 40s. It's kind of weird, guys. All right, let's keep on going. Get out of this place right here. I guess the game is like loading new areas as we go, because right now we were getting 70 FPS and it didn't really feel like 70. It's weird, but it is playable, okay? At least it is still playable on a GTX 1660 Super. I just wish we could have better optimization in these indie titles. I guess it's an indie, right? Like, it's not AAA, so yeah, there we go. Around here, we're getting 40-ish frames per second. Very simple graphics as well. Hello, Jack. How's it going, buddy? Everything all right? Why aren't you attacking me? Oh, he loves us in this game. Finally, this is my favorite game of all time, guys. Jack doesn't attack us for some reason. This is the first time that I'm playing this game. Yes, I have all of this armor already and whatever, but that's because I went to Nexus Mods and installed a save game with everything unlocked already, okay? So we can run around freely right here. So with that said, I still don't know, like, the most intensive areas and so on. Right here, it seems to be pretty intensive in the shroud, basically, you know? It's dropping into the lower 40s with all of these fog effects. This is like a forest area as well with a lot of vegetation, I guess. Well, not in the ground, but we got a lot of trees around us, and it's getting around the same FPS as in the shroud area, interestingly. So I guess that's been it for the lowest settings, right? We got a lot of presets to test here, and this is definitely a playable experience. But if you really want 60 FPS all of the time, well, FSR Performance is actually what you need. As you can see, we're now getting 60s. It's probably still gonna dip into the 50s at times, okay, and yeah, it's still not really buttery smooth as I'd like it to be. They gotta work on the optimization a little bit for sure. But yeah, most of the time now we are going to be above 60 frames per second, even in areas like this one with a lot of vegetation. 59 right there, I saw it dip already. Also, if you have an overclocked version of the 1660 Super, or if you manually overclock it, basically, it should stay above 60 most of the time as well. But Performance FSR is really soft, guys. You know, we were playing... Oh boy, where are you going? Stop going down. Oh my gosh. Okay, no, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I'm fine. Everything is okay. Oh my gosh, what is this? Should I fight this? No? I can't do anything to it. Oh, I died. Oh. Okay. I wish we could have 60 plus FPS all of the time. I mean, it's not really that graphically impressive for the performance it's getting, right? All right, let's do performance preset, okay? And I'm gonna disable the anti-aliasing here, or the upscaling as well. 30s. This is not really that impressive. It is rendering in a lot more detail, that's for sure. Like, the ground has a lot more details. Even inside of here, you can tell a difference, right? But outside, we will see a lot of grass this time around, so it looks 10 times better, probably, than the previous settings that we were utilizing before. Yeah, 30s. At this point, you might want to lock it to like 30 FPS to get rid of the choppy frame time graph. Again, it's very, very little choppiness, but it's still kind of noticeable. It feels a little bit worse than just locked FPS at 30, I guess. All right, I'm gonna select 30 FPS right here in RivetTuner Statistics server, and there we go. Now it feels like 30 FPS. It's locked to 30 FPS, and we're getting a buttery smooth frame time right there, okay? So this is probably how I'd end up playing this game with a GTX 1660 Super. Again, if you don't mind having worse graphics, maybe the max performance settings are better for you, I wouldn't really do that because it just looks way too bad. And I think it's still playable with 30 FPS anyway, so I'd probably go with this, you know, the performance settings preset without FSR. Because with FSR, it's really, really blurry, guys. You can use like FXAA, which runs pretty much the same as native resolution. It's still shimmery, but now it's very soft at the same time. I don't recommend FXAA. And then you have the FSR right here, FSR2, which is set to balanced by default in this particular preset. It looks alright, you know, if you stand still, it actually looks pretty good. It is softer than native resolution, of course, as you can clearly tell, but as soon as you start moving your camera, everything becomes really pixelated, around the grass especially, and more pixelated than just having native resolution with no upscaling applied. So yeah, that's really noisy, dude. Around my character, you can clearly see it. It's really bad looking, so I would not utilize this, at least on balanced, okay? Maybe on ultra quality, it's a little bit better, but it's still, like, if you zoom in to the middle of the screen, you can clearly see the halo effect, the noise effect introduced by FSR2 there. I don't like that, guys. I prefer the native resolution. It's personal preference, of course, you do whatever you want, but I'm gonna turn it off and just play like this. There's no halo effect, no noise effect. Everything is a little bit over sharpened probably. But hey, it looks good enough to me at least. So I'm gonna unlock the FPS again just to see if we drop from 30 FPS or if we're close to dropping from 30 around here. It's getting 30, like upper 30, so not a problem really. 35. I'm gonna try to go to the other side of the bridge. I don't really want to go down into the shrouded area again, but I'm not sure if I can actually jump this. Oh, yeah, nope. Oh, okay. All right, well, I didn't know I could do that. Thank you. Nice, I didn't die. So we can actually fly all the way from up where we started, right? You know what? The graphics actually look decent at this preset, guys. Again, there's no need for you to increase the settings from these. I think you'll just lose FPS and not gain a lot of visual fidelity at the same time. So, hello, stop it. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I would stick to this, lock it at 30 FPS. Maybe add a little bit of motion blur just to disguise the low FPS a little bit. Play with a controller as well. That should be a decent way to play this game as well, with the low FPS, of course. And yeah, have fun like that. It's a little bit of a shame once again to see this game being so damn intensive on a 1660 Super at 1080p, basically low settings. But hey, it's 2024 after all. What matters is the game itself is good, the gameplay is nice, the features and survival and so on are pretty nice as well from what I've seen on reviews. So you can definitely enjoy it. I'm gonna stop it there, and next up we should try Balanced preset right here, which sets FSR2 to Balanced. It gets 40-something FPS with Balanced FSR2, but look at the character there. I don't consider this playable, guys. It looks really awful with all of that noise. Maybe it's just my huge monitor that emphasizes it a little bit, but I am looking at the capture card right there, the footage, and it still looks pretty bad. It's very noticeable, the noise. Let's try it without FSR then. Oh boy, on Balanced, it is still getting 30s, 30 plus, 30 right there. But yeah, since it's already touching 30 FPS, I think sometimes it will actually drop from 30, okay? Again, I really wish the FSR implementation in this game was better, or the optimization itself. But yeah, it's not, so... Please, AMD, just make a better upscaler. that would be nice as well, you know, something that doesn't pixelate every moving thing in the screen. Now, where should we go? This is a huge world, right? Oh boy, that's red smoke down there. That shroud is pretty interesting, but I'm not gonna go there because I don't want to die. Also, compared to Pal World, this world feels a lot more... Oh, come on. A lot more detailed, that's for sure. There's more detail, more assets or props or whatever. I think so, at least from what I've seen here. Yeah, different games as well, but both are survivals, I guess. Where should we go now? Come on, yeah, use the wingsuit. It's dropping into the 20s already, guys. Again, it doesn't feel stuttery. It feels a little bit inconsistent still because we're not capping the FPS. I'm dead already, Jesus. But yeah, at least it isn't stuttery, but I wouldn't really trade the 30 plus FPS experience all of the time for slightly better graphics, which I can't really tell the difference of, and a little bit lower FPS, you know. All right, now I'm playing at 1080p quality settings. Okay, everything is set to quality. FSR2 is also set to quality. Let's check it out with that enabled. And here we have it. I'm gonna start counting the FPS right here. It's usually way less intensive inside, so outside is probably gonna drop. Oh my, yep, there it is. It is dropping from 30 FPS already. Holy crap. Oh no, I'm gonna die. Damn it. But yeah, this is with FSR Quality. Coming into this, I never expected the 1660 Super to struggle this much in this game. It clearly needs optimization, guys. Now, what about if we disable the anti-aliasing? Oh, yes, okay, so it gets slightly lower FPS, not much lower, but it is a little bit lower indeed. Getting 20 FPS with all of this grass around us. I wonder how the grass will look on YouTube, because usually it gets really pixelated because of the bit rate of YouTube. Like, I actually rendered videos with a lot of bit rate, but then once they are uploaded and processed by YouTube, it just looks like crap usually with a lot of grass on screen. But this one is super shimmery, so it might actually look even worse, guys. Damn, I didn't think about that. Anyway, let's stop it there for the quality settings. Let's just test max quality settings, I guess. Yeah, we got FSR Ultra Quality enabled here. You know what? FSR Ultra Quality is making the grass look a little bit better than native resolution, you know? It is softer, but it's only slightly softer, and it's working like AA, some good AA. But as soon as you start moving the camera, that's the problem, guys. It becomes super pixelated. I don't like it. It's really, really noisy. They put a ton of grass in this game, and that's really, really killing the FPS on a 1660 Super. What do you need to play this game at maximum settings, actually? I don't even know, like a 3060 Ti or something like that? I mean, at this point, I think even the 3060 Ti might struggle to get 60 FPS at maximum settings in this game and 1080p res. Holy crap, that's really insane, actually. Holy... Alright, anyway, I think that's been it for this one, guys. I'm not gonna play with less than 20 FPS for longer. Alright, that's enough. Thank you very much for watching. If you were thinking of picking up this game with the 1660 Super, well, it's playable, but you gotta keep it at the lowest settings in native res, or almost the lowest settings at native res. Basically very low or low. That's been it. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you in the next one. Love you all. Bye-bye.